of the big issues that we're talking about. The dailies today have dedicated acres and acres of discussions around echoes of June 25th, Gen Z revolt, the matter that parliament precincts were breached. But the president, a day before this commemoration, chose to ignore all that and simply talk about the police. Why do you think that?
Well, thank you. I think first and primarily, it is important for us to know that the president is not barred from speaking to the police. The president is the president of this republic and he's got the right to speak to the police. That we should not think is not right. The point and the time why he speaks to the police is also important, probably because of the goons and the planned demonstrations. That is not peaceful at all. That is not as per the article number 37 of our constitution, ENOS, because we've actually been in this country. First of all, I wish to say it is important that we actually go back to history, because from history then we can actually be able to deduce the future. All the demonstrations that have actually taken place in this country, be it at the time of President Ruto or the previous presidents, we've actually seen that these demonstrations have never been peaceful. So it will be very wrong for us to falsify the president to think that he's the first person that has actually been able to make demonstrations become unpeaceful. The demonstrations have never been peaceful. I can take you back to history, to 1980s, and you can actually see that every demonstrations have got an issue. So probably the president, unlike the previous ones, have now decided to talk to the police, because all those things you're seeing, people accusing the police. They're accusing the police of doing the wrong things during demonstrations, because article number 37 is all that we need to discuss now. It says that you have the right to picket, to demonstrate, as long as, and that is important, you're not armed and you're not causing injuries to others. So there is limitation to how we can be able to demonstrate. But what have we been saying? We've actually seen a lot of looting. In fact, I wish that we also remember not only the lives of the people that we've lost, but the properties of the people that we've lost. Because, let me tell you, as much as we say we are democratic, it is important for us to also look at the other countries that think are democratic. If you were able to listen to what happened in the US, in the state of Florida, where the ICE, the people who are supposed to expulse people in the US who do not have papers, when they started doing that during Trump's administration, a lot of people went to the streets to demonstrate and say what the police in the US is doing is not right, because they're expelling us out of the US. And yet this is a decree from the government. And yet these people do not have papers. So the government had the right to expel these people out of this country. People demonstrated. If you hear what this police person said, then you will know what the president was saying yesterday was as democratic as it is. This is what he said. He said, if you touch, you have the right to demonstrate. But if you touch the police, the ICE police person, you'll find yourself in jail, but you have to go through an hospital because you'll be beaten. You say if you block a vehicle on an intersection, you will go to jail, but you have to go through the hospital because you'll be beaten. He said if you destroy people's property, the only thing we can do is we'll tell your relatives where to find your body because we'll shoot you dead. This is America, a country that we say is democratic, because the police have also got the right to protect the property of people, to protect the image of that country. So what the president was doing yesterday probably was, first of all, to sanitize and tell the police, as long as people are, and I actually heard this from him, he said, allow people to demonstrate, but we cannot allow destruction of property because that is unconstitutional. We cannot have a constitutional matter become unconstitutional because some guy is planning for demonstrations today, some guy is planning for thinking that there's going to be an Arab moment in this country, think that today people can walk to State House. In fact, I'm even wondering, because I'm hearing statements, what we hear today was the youth are supposed to go to remember, which is very right actually. Even me, I feel for the people that have lost their lives. And it is time that we also remember them because they fought for this country. But when we turn that to say we're going to take lunch in State House, it is not what we're hearing. It is not the remembering of the youth, but another upheaval planned from somewhere to start to destabilize the government.
Right. And we'll be back to continue talking about the police and why the focus is on police action today. You're watching Morning